You're listening to Randy Boi and the BoiZ podcast. Get ready to have your minds blown with entertainment.
Welcome back to Randy Boi and the BoiZ podcast. This is a podcast where I like to talk about movies and TV shows that have influenced us in some way, shape, or form, positive or negative. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars and what our favorite Star Wars is, since it's May the 4th and it's that pun on May the 4th called May the 4th be with you. It's like May the Force be with you. So that's kind of why we're going to be talking about Star Wars today, and we're going to be talking about why it's our favorite movie and what makes it better than the other movies. And I guess I'll start first with my favorite one. My favorite one is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's got Liam Neeson's in it, and it's got Jar Jar for the first time, and I think the introduction of Jar Jar and the Gungan people is a very complex, intricate new species that the Star Wars universe really needed. We kept having the same old aliens over and over again, and we didn't have no water people, and I thought it was about gosh darn time we got some water people when it came to the Gungans, and they had an underground city. It's kind of like Atlantis, which is cool. And Jar Jar, he's funny. He talks like a Misa dude, Misa clumsy, ooh, bigger goober fish. He says some funny stuff, man. And I don't really get why people get so upset. I think they're just mad because he's funny, and they don't want to admit he's funny. But man, he's pretty funny. And then, of course, you got Darth Maul, who's pretty cool, and you got that Duel Fought song, and then you got, again, I can't emphasize this enough, you got Liam Neeson's. So, to me, Episode 1, Phantom Menace is hands down my favorite Star Wars movie of the bunch.
This is where I gotta disagree with you. I think Phantom Menace is a good one, but I think Attack of the Clones has to be the best out of the bunch, because that's when you first had Kamino, and I like how you mentioned the water. You mentioned the water and the Gungan people. Well, Kamino, it was like a big ocean with big old waves, and that's where the cloners lived out there. And then you got to see Boba Fett's daddy, which is, Jango Fett. And you got to see the cool blue armor variation of Boba's Mando armor. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think, Ewan McGregor really stood out in that one as Obi-Wan. I like Hayden Christensen's first appearance as Anakin. I wish there would have been more Jar Jar, because I agree with you about Jar Jar, about how funny Jar Jar is, and I really like him as a character. So that's pretty much my biggest con of the Attack of the Clones, is they didn't have much Jar Jar as the first, but I still think it's definitely my favorite movie out of the bunch and the best one.
I think both the Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace both wrong for best Star Wars. I feel like Rise of Skywalker is probably the best and my favorites Star Wars and Star Wars films. I think that seeing Dark Ray, like when Luke go into Empire Strikes Back and find Vader in the cave on Dagobah, and he gets off the heads of Vader's and he sees his own face, and it's very reminiscent to where Luke did that in Dagobah when he was training with Yoda. Then Ray sees the dark rays with the lightsaber that's got the two sabers on it, and that was pretty cool. And I think that's my favorite Star Wars is Rise of Skywalker. It's masterpiece. You get to see the wrecked Death Stars, and that's pretty cool. And then Kylo Ren, you get to see him kiss Rey, and I think that's what Star Wars is all about, is the kissing. There's lots of it in Star Wars, and there's some incestual kissing in Empire Strikes Back. So, yeah, you get to more kissing, which has become a staple of Star Wars, and that's why I think Rise of Skywalker is the best Star Wars in the Star Wars films.
So I think we're not going to be able to really find any middle ground because we said the best three in Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, I truly believe the ones we said were the best. But yeah. I don't think we're going to agree or come close to agreeing which one of the three are the best.
I mean, clones.
Now,
we got think about clones.
Hold up, let me finish. Because I ain't saying that your picks are wrong.
Basically.
I just said we picked the best three in Star Wars. But think about it. If you ain't... I mean, they ain't got Darth Maul. But they ain't got Liam Neeson.
They got Jango.
So if you take away Liam Neeson's and Darth Maul from a prequel,
you got Jango Fett.
Like you would in Attack of the Clones, you don't really got them. Yeah, they got Jango Fett. You got Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones.
And Count Dooku.
The lack of Jar Jar.
Yeah, that's right.
The lack of Darth Maul and the lack of Liam Neeson's is really what separates Phantom Menace from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, you got a good
And
point
the Gungan water city is way cooler than Camino, but they just got platforms on waves.
Very cool.
That's kind of lame.
No.
Gungans live under the water in these bubble things, man. That's pretty cool.
I mean, wait.
So I don't think you're really going to find a good argument for why I should like Attack of the Clones better than I do Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. And for Rise of Skywalker compared to Phantom Menace, buddy, that's just nuts.
That's dumb, buddy.
Kylo Ren ain't no Darth Maul.
No.
And Darth Maul definitely ain't no Kylo Ren. And as in, he ain't no moody little emo boy with a little emo haircut.
Listens to Falling in Reverse, probably.
Want to be like his granddaddy and nothing like his dad. Darth Maul just wants to go out there and do Sith shit because he's just a Darth Raggy.
Darth Raggy?
I mean, no, not Darth Raggy. That's
Game of Thrones.
But that's Game of Thrones. He's from Dathomir. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's why you're not going to be able to persuade me in thinking Phantom Menace is not the best.
Because you're closed-minded.
Just hands down.
You're being closed-minded is all you're being. I mean, if you just look at... you just need to look at it from a different perspective, and the perspective of mine being right and you're being ridiculously wrong.
I think she's both being very close-minded human beings, and I just can't have this discussion anymore because you clearly don't know good cinemas, and if you did know good cinemas, clearly Rise of Skywalker would be yours. Favorite Star Wars?